first called a few friends, including this guy, about an idea of how we could break down the word air-cooled and bring a new audience to this enthusiasm that we all have about these cars and these stories, and the characters who have helped etch the storyline, was the very mild thought. And here we are 10 years later, and it's turned into a major production. 917 is the Halo race car, and we've tried to tell different stories of different 917s, but the one car we've been after for many years is now here for our 10th anniversary at Universal Studios, and this is a special car with how it presents itself with all the authenticity. It tells its story visually, and we just love putting those types of exposures into new and very legendary minds in the Porsche story.
We get many requests with the car. It's a very special car and very famous worldwide. We do have to pick meticulously what events to attend, and for us it was a privilege to attend this event together with Luft and promote the car and show the car and have it in such a spectacular stage and environment.
One of the things that this really represents is how the automotive landscape, how racing, how all these things can come together in one place at an event like we're putting on here. But the attraction doesn't just have to be for the fan itself of Porsche, of racing, of these kind of things. This kind of car really captivates everybody because it's an art form in the way it's presented. And every event we do, people get to walk into our studio and see it presented in a studio-like way. And I think that'll be really something special because we're here where greatest films have been made, and to have a representation of filming going on in a space like this with a car like this will make it really special.
It's often difficult to explain what these cars and drivers go through at 24 hours at Le Mans, how hard it is on man and machine. This example, it really does tell that story of how grueling Le Mans can be. Just by looking into the cockpit of the car, you start to imagine and feel what these drivers had to go through twice around the clock at 200 miles an hour down the Mulsanne straightaway. And I love that because so much of our audience is new to this. They've never been to a major sports car race, let alone seen or heard a 917 run. And it's all about taking people's minds and imaginations and opening up that thought bubble of what it would have been like to be standing next to this car as it went by during the 24 hours of Le Mans.
It really exemplifies the active matter concept because all of this distressing, all the patina on it tells the story of its life it's led. And it's shown here, not in a refreshed or a modern restoration, it's shown here as it would have finished, as it's lived through the years ever since the epic events it ran in its day. It's not only just showcasing this back home, but taking it on the road, displaying it to people that don't normally come in contact with something like this. This is something that is a true gem in the world of motorsport.
The bodies are very fragile and original, so we have to take a lot of care when opening the rear bonnet to access the engine. And we had the opportunity to start the car at the event, to smell, to hear, to feel the vibration. This is a 5-liter flat 12 engine that has a very distinct sound. And once the oil was warm, the engine was at operating temperatures, we revved it up a little bit. And in that room with that echo and the acoustical vibrations, to be able to hear that car, it literally makes the hairs on your back stand up.
We're preserving history as much as we are heritage in the past. These cars are the closest that the new generation will get to what Porsche has done on track and where they've come as a brand, with racing as a parallel in their storyline. Revs is all about inviting audiences to be around these cars and to get up close and personal with them. And so I think it goes hand in hand with what Luft is trying to do, which is allow people from all different enthusiasms to get up close and personal and have their own experiences with these cars.
Having this particular 917K in front of us is really kind of exemplifies the whole spirit of Revs and Miles Collier at the same time, because from our standpoint at Luftgekühlt, we're kind of a storyteller, and Revs is a storyteller at the same time, because they are actually preserving history, displaying history, and putting history in perspective. And for a car to exist in this form, in a totally original form, as it came off the racetrack, is just a wonderful story in itself. And for us at Luftgekühlt, we want to tell those stories.
It's such amazing synergy. We're so grateful to Revs Institute and the Collier collection for sending out what is my favorite 917 example ever. To get it here is just incredible.
So we're back here at the workshop with our 1971 Porsche 917K. The car had just got back from attending Luft, which is an event of air-cooled Porsches. We'd like to take it out on the road. It's a car that's extremely valuable, not just because of monetary, but what it symbolizes. It shows how the car was built in time. This is a completely original car, it hasn't been restored. You can see all the scars, the patina that it has over its decades of use and preservation and meticulous care. Now the car is back here. We'll do any type of conservation work that we might need to do with it being transported across the country. So we'll prep it to go back into the gallery, and we hope to have it out for another special event and be able to share it with the crowd.